is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of my MLB The Show franchise fantasy draft for the Mariners. We are in the final month of the season. As you can see, 62 and 73, not doing incredible. I've said from the start that I don't foresee this team making the playoffs in the first year. The way that the AI drafted for us gave us a lot of young talent. And so it's going to take us a few years to kind of build up. So what we're going to do in this episode, we're actually going to finish out the rest of the regular season. We have all of September to do, with one, no, that's still September actually. So we have all of September that we're going to roll through. I don't see us, I think we're like 9 games out or something. It's just not going to happen. We're 14 games out of the division, but we're 9.5 out of the wild card. Just don't see it happening. So we're going to roll through this. As you can see here, we're middle, 9th in speed, 22nd overall, 14th in contact, 12th in power. Not incredible. So we're going to finish this out, and we're actually going to go into the offseason and see how we can set this team up for next time. So let's kind of get through this season. We'll sim like a week at a time, simply because I don't see us getting anywhere. No. Yeah. 64 and 78. We're definitely out. So let's just push through this. We'll check some final stats. Houston, Texas. This game right here that you can't see behind my cam was a loss. 11-5 to the Nathan Eovaldi and the Rangers. To roll through the rest of the regular season here. Oh, thank God Dozier's not injured anymore. Yes, let's stop simulating. Simply because I want to see what's going on. Here's the playoff bracket. Again, this is fantasy draft. This isn't live roster, so all the players are mixed up. Still the Red Sox, still the Yankees, still Oakland. The Royals and the Angels will match up. On the National League side, it'll be the Dodgers and Nats, with the Reds facing the winner of the D-backs and the Cardinals. So before we sim the rest of that, let's just take a quick peek at how our pitching did here. Scherzer, I mean, he's our ace for a reason. 2.47 ERA, 14 wins. Garrett Richards, 4.5, not great, not incredible. Trevor Bauer got kind of rocked up the whole year. Barry McCarthy did not have a good year. Jake Junis, 4.52. He was up and down a majority of the year. He'd have a great outing and then just get rocked. Roenis, 4.2 out of the bullpen. David Phelps had 11 wins out of the pen. Great ERA from Alexander. Good ERA from Middleton. Our closer got a majority of the year. He had 35 saves. I think Ramos got put in as a closer there at the end simply because his morale went up, I guess. Morale went up because he was the closer. But he 6.4 ERA. I don't know why I didn't pay attention to that. He shouldn't have been the closer with that ERA. So not the best in the world. D. Gordon, though, 275, 8 home runs, drove in 60. Brian Dozier was hurt majority of the year, hit 13 bombs. Braun only drove in 67 out of 3-hole. Renfroe was hurt for about 4 months out of the year and only hit 11 home runs. And David Dahl had a pretty good year. David Dahl's only 24 with A potential. So I'm really excited to see him with 21 bombs, 74 runs driven in. Steve Pearce was a utility guy. Tim Anderson, another guy that's super young with good potential. So I'm excited to see how he's going to grow. Faro's our catcher. Chapman as our third baseman hit 217. Just that contact is piss poor. So yeah, not a great year here. So we're gonna go through. I'm curious on what the postseason is. I want to keep up on kind of who's winning each year. I don't want to sim through a bit. The A's beat the Red Sox, and the A's went all the way from the wild card and went all the way to the World Series. Swept the Yankees, beat the Royals in 5. Arizona got through the wild card, ran into the Reds and lost. Dodgers beat the Nats and then beat the Reds. So it is the Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Dodgers. California at its finest here. Sim through date. Let's just see if it's over. Not quite yet. 3-2. Oakland is a game away from taking the World Series. Where are we right now? Oh, score here. The A's have defeated the Dodgers. It took them 7 games. So the team in our division is the defending World Series champions. 85-79, and they won our division. 6 games above 500. So that kind of bodes well for us, considering the situation. So, all right, we're gonna go to the is there awards? I want to see what Rookie of the Year. Since we had a lot of caps, I want to see Rookie of the Year. So, Yoenis Cespedes got the MVP. Justin Turner, World Series MVP. Chris Sale got the Cy Young. Still on Boston. Daniel Murphy got the batting title. Reliever of the Year, Craig Kimbrell. Johnny Big Boy is the Rookie of the Year. That is one of our creative players. So for the life of me, I can't remember who created that player. But 316, 48 home runs, and 110 RBIs for the Rookie of the Year. Good God. Good God. Justin, Gold Gloves. I'm not super worried about the Gold Gloves. National League, just real quick, just so we can kind of go through it so we know. I should have gone the other way. Goldschmidt wins the MVP for the Brewers. Steven Strasburg for the Cardinals gets the Cy Young. Cesar Hernandez gets the batting title. Mark Melancon, Cedric Mullins gets the Rookie of the Year, which is not one of our creative players. Bryce Harper gets the Hank Aaron Award. Top prospects, take a quick peek. These were the OSFM rosters at the beginning of 18. So I don't see that any of our creative players will be in here because I don't think they have grown enough yet. There's only 37. All right. So sim to the offseason. So with the offseason, guys, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. So there might be some random edits in here because there's some of these things that are just really boring. And I don't know if it's going to make for a really long video. So here's all the retirees. We did lose Blake Trinan. Wow. 30 years old, we lose Blake Trinan because a 77-year-old just doesn't have the ability anymore. Wow. That's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. CC goes away. Phil Hughes, Wade Miley, Rajah Davis, Tommy Malone, Ubaldo, J.A. Happ, Houston Street, Rich Hill, Curtis Grandy, Jacoby Ellsbury goes away. All right. Okay. Ichiro Suzuki makes it into the Hall of Fame as expected. As expected. All right. So we'll take a peek here. Exclusive free agents. Everyone is above 30 years old. I'm probably going to keep Dozier. He is going to regress soon. He is going to regress soon. We do need a new manager. I don't want any negatives on my manager. I'm still fairly new with the with franchise. So there's probably some things I'm going to do wrong. But it is what it is. He's looking for 5.3 a year. 5.3 a year. 4.4 velocity stealing. Let's just do this. I'll take a 3-year deal. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. So see what happens there. Let's go to the exclusive free agent. Exit the tutorial. All right. So Brian Dozier here. He was hurt a majority of the year. And his numbers are still really good. I don't know if I'll give him a long-term deal. He only played 64 games. Because of injuries, but I want to keep him though. I'm 28 million a year. Goodness, I do not want to give him a long-term deal though. I do not want to give him a long-term deal. I only have about five players under contract because it's a fantasy draft first year, so it's gonna take some time for me to kind of build this up. Again, probably gonna make some mistakes, but that's just what's gonna happen. Dozier, I think, is gonna be solid for a couple years. I'm not gonna keep him super long. Garrett Richards, oof. He's 30 years old. His morale did put him up, or his morale dropped him down to 82. Doesn't like his contract. We're not a contender. What does he want? He wants 9.7 mil a year. I can save a little bit of money here. I mean, not a ton. Not a ton. We'll see. Brendan McCarthy's 35. He is probably going to be gone. I'm going to let him go. He's only going to get worse. He's 35. He's probably going to be done. So I'm not going to worry about him. David Phelps, for $3 million a year for what he did, I'll probably keep him. He's also 32. But at the same time, he did pretty well for us. So we will keep him. We will see what happens here. So let's sim to free agency. And let's see what happens. Okay. So it looks like Dozier signed. I wish it would tell us, but that's okay. It looks like Dozier signed. It looks like Garrett Richards signed. And Phelps signed as well. So let's go see if there's anybody on the 40-man roster that's not there. I have 3 more spots available for the 40-man, so they can't be taken in the Rule 5. I want to make sure all my guys that I drafted are on the 40-man roster, at least the good ones. Anyway. Potential B, he's 20 years old. I might add Ortiz. Ooh, my creative player, Tommy Twisted, is not on the 40-man. Well, not my creative player, but Tuki. He's not on the 40-man either. Jimenez. God, I should have wrote down the guys that I drafted. I should have wrote down. I know that I have a catcher. This is my top pick. He is absolutely going to be on the 40-man. You may not have him. Period. So, all right, give me a minute. I'm going to look through the 40-man here. I'm going to set my 40-man roster, and we'll be back in a second. Give me a minute. We'll jump ahead on the 40-man. All right. Arbitration, we've kind of looked through. We're going to offer some guys simply because we need to fill out the roster. Because this is the first year of the fantasy draft, there's really no contracts. Only 5 of my guys were already preset with a multi-year deal. Drop the controller again. So we definitely have some stuff to do. Goodness criminy, dude. All right. So Bauer, yes, I was saying that I didn't want to keep Bauer, but the reality is if I can put him, make him a 4 or 5 starter, I lowball the majority of these guys because they're up there in age. So we'll see what arbitration does. Tim Beckham, same thing. Solarte, he's a utility guy, great guy that's going to be on the bench, can play multiple positions. We also offered Roenis and Steve Pierce, very, very low, just to have, not the whole team can be 90 overall. So We also gave Phil Gosselin simply because his contact off the bench is nice as well. But we're not going to offer Matt here, who's 29 on our AAA squad. We're also not going to offer James Russell or Justin DeFratis, who is both in their 30s. So that's going to be that. Now we look through contracts. So there's my arbitration offers right there. 4.2, 3 million, 2 million, 600K, and 800K. So we'll see. Now we get a 10-year contracts too. A majority of our team is unsigned, like I said, because all contracts are kind of newish. So the same thing here. Let me look through who I'd like to offer contracts to. We'll be right back, and we'll do a quick review on who I gave contracts to, who I offered, and we'll go from there. All right, so we are back here. We've tendered some offers, put out some contracts. Matt Chapman, we're going to try to bring back on the cheap. Ramos, we're going to see if he can get any better. He's 26, B potential still. Didn't have a great year last year, but would not be a bad option in the middle of that bullpen. David Dahl, we're absolutely going to bring back. He's only 25 with an A potential still. Had a decent year last year. Gott, we're going to bring back as well. Or we're going to try to. Jake Junis, we're going to try to make the bottom of our order as well. Renfroe, definitely going to come back. We've given offers to Alfaro, Alexander, and Barnes. Not going to bring back Matzik. Tyler Stevenson, of course, 22 years old. This will be our second catcher. I want to see how fast Woodyard can develop, which was our draft pick from last year. And so I want a backup behind Alfaro, and that's what Stevenson's going to be. Ben Galen back, decently on the cheap, 71, okay stats. We're going to bring him back. Milton, we're going to try. Going to let Bridwell go. He wants too much money for being a 69 overall. That's on our AAA squad. Clark and Blyer. And the rest of these guys are just kind of guys for depth and guys that I want to keep because they're prospects, or just kind of AA guys. So that's what we're going to do here. Free agency, good Lord. Good Lord, there are some names. There are some names out there. Jose Altuve, Chris Sale, Bryce Harper, Sean Doolittle, Craig Kimbrell, Josh Donaldson, Blackman, McCutchen, Gio, Gerard Dyson, Jose Reyes, Cabrera. The problem is, I don't know who's going to sign and what I'm looking for here. This is my 40-man roster. I think first base is well. An outfielder would be nice. A catcher. I mean, I offered Alfaro, but I always take that away. I'm bringing a guy a couple years before Woodyard comes up. Once he hits kind of 75 overall, I can bring them up to the squad, and their morale will go up. You know, a little bit. They might be useful. So maybe I won't go catcher right now. I think Steve Pearce is a direction I definitely need to go. I need to go outfield, at the very least, and I love another starter. So outfield and starter are kind of where I would like to go. Pending offers is 30 mil. I wish I knew what that made my cash flow. It's another thing with franchise that I really need to learn more about, is because I have all these offers out there, how much money am I going to make, or how much money am I going to have if these guys sign? Because I don't want to overdo it. So the Reds get Donaldson, Nationals get Kimbrell, Cardinals get Doolittle. I wish it would tell me like who signed, like player news or something like that, so I know who signed without having to like actually search for it. That would be ideal. All transactions, trade injuries. I Diamondbacks, Pirates, Brewers, Reds. Trades, injuries. I have 1.60 in cash flow, and that took 8 million, and it took about 300,000 in my cash flow. So if all my guys sign, that's probably another 918, about 0.7, 0.8. So I definitely have some cash flow left. Let's go look at free agency and see if there's anybody that I can grab to improve this team. Again, starting pitching is something I would love. I'm not going to pay for Chris Sale or Gio. Oh my lord, all these guys are old as shit. Maybe starting pitching is not something I'm going to get right now. All 30 plus, all very low. I'm not going to dish out the money for freaking Chris Sale that wants 31 mil a year. Not going to happen. Also not going to put out the money for Bryce Harper. I'd love an outfielder, but I'm not going to do that. 32 years old, 32 years old. McCutcheon only wants 10 mil a year, and Blackman wants 12. Draw Dyson 34, no. Cabrera. Nelly Cruz, not having his defense out there. So there's not a ton. There's not a ton out there. The only guy that I would potentially want to grab would be Charlie Blackman. Not a great arm out there. Only wants 12 mil a year. That's not terrible at all. McCutch already has 2 offers, but Blackman doesn't have any offers. I might actually try Blackman here. Not a long-term deal. Might give him 3. I have the money to do it. Let's do that. All right. So I'm gonna go through the rest of free agency here. So this video is not 3 hours long. I'm gonna go through the rest of free agency. We will be back on the other side once free agency ends, and we'll go over who I got and who I missed out on. All right, so we're gonna skip a little bit ahead. I forgot the Rule 5 draft comes before the finalization of free agency. So we're gonna do this real quick. A decent amount of good of not bad players on the Rule 5 draft. Players like Cal Quantrill, a top pick he is 24, but he still has a ways to go. Stamina. Performs better by playing night games. I want to see if there's any of these A guys that I should go after. Walker Buehler is there as well. Player morale. He's in the minors, which is unfortunate, but he's only 61 overall. How is he going to go up? Performance not great. He's only 63, but his A potential is a 24-year-old. Maybe I definitely skip these guys. Maybe Chance Adams or Cal are 2 of the guys that I might look at. Potentially. Both 69 overall, both A potential. They are both 24, however. So I don't foresee them being any more than, what, 75? Maybe 80 with good morale. Which is not terrible. Adams's per 9s are better. Bacon Velo, Cal Quantrill. We're gonna get Cal here. Andrew Moore, Chirinos, onto Alfred. We're probably. I'm not gonna pick 2. Any players will need to remain on your Gotcha. So we'll take Cal. We'll keep him on the 40-man. We'll see what happens with him. So we're still in 59 days. All right, David Dahl signed. So what's our budget here? Red cash flow 1.2. All right, let's go to the arbitration hearings here. Position rankings. And see some renewable contracts. And arbitration sided with Bauer. That's okay. 3.2. Beckham for 3 mil. Solarte sided with me for Gosselin, and with me for Moenis, and sided with me for Steve Pierce. So perfect. But Bauer's the only guy that got arbitration on his side. So with all the contracts and everything, let's take a look at the lineup as it stands right now. As it stands right now, we have only 4. I mean, we need to finish out the women roster here. We also need to finish out the lineup. Just, we have some AAA guys and some AA guys. So we'll bring them up. This is what we're looking at right now. We need a 5th starter bad. So might need to grab a 5th starter here. Relief pitchers. I mean, Danny Bars is going to come up to the bigs. I don't know. Move to MLB. Catchers. Again, it's going to be Alfaro and Stevenson up. Woodyard's going to go to AAA. I'll tell you right now. Those are the easy ones that I can do. First baseman Braun and Morales. Second baseman Dozier. We still have Tommy Twisted, who is only going to get better. He is still in AA. He'll probably stay there. We'll see what happens. Phil Gosselin will probably be up in the bigs because of his contact off the bench. Third base, we do not need 3 third basemen. I mean, Solarte will be on the bench simply because he's a utility guy. So we'll do that. Shortstop, we have Tim Anderson. Jimenez will be in AAA. He will be kind of our next star. It's going to take a couple of years to get up there, though. Ben Gamel is going to be in the big, so we need to bring someone else down. We'll figure all that out soon. D. Gordon will be in center. David Dahl will be in the outfield as well. Met by Hunter Renfroe as well. So, Pierce and Gamble, I may not have a spot for them both. One may need to go. It may be Pierce. We will see. But that's what we're looking at right now. So give me a second, guys. We'll be right back. I'm going to set this roster and get everything set for opening day. Get everyone signed, fill out the minor leagues and all that, and I will be right back with the 2019 Seattle Mariners. All right. So the lineups are set, guys. This is what we're going to go with. Pretty similar to last year. Didn't sign any free agents. Kind of waiting on our young guys to come up. D. Gordon's going to lead us off. Tim Anderson's going to hit second. Ryan Braun third. Dozier will hit fourth. David Dahl fifth. Beckham, Steve Pierce, DH. Alfaro at catcher. Renfroe in right field. Chapman, Stevenson, Morales, and Solarte on the bench. Chapman, a defensive replacement. Solarte can play anywhere. Stevenson, of course, the backup catcher. For rotation, again, pretty similar to last year. Scherzer, Richards, Bauer, Jake Junis. We did pick up Charlie Morton to be that 5th starter. We needed somebody. He was pretty cheap. His stats aren't great, but we can we'll get him for a year. and see what happens here. Let's see. It'll fix all this. Our 40 man is set. Let's see, 40 man here. MLB. The non-MLB guys, Gamble, of course, Homer Peterson, Wesley Woodyer, which is our catcher. He's in AAA. He may come up towards the end of the year. We'll see how fast he progresses this year. Rowanus, Gosselin, who also could be up. Middleton, Art Warren, Cortez, Jimenez, Tukey. Quantrill is up as well. He was a Rule 5 pick, so he's going to be in our bullpen just to see. I'm curious if his A potential, how fast he's going to go. He's only 64 and he's 24 years old. It's not sounding promising, but you know, we'll see what happens. Of course, our creative player that was made for Tommy Twisted. That's on our team. We'll keep him. Gamboa and Ortiz are on there as well. Our young guys that just need to get a little better, guys that we're drafting. So that's our 40 man. Then it's time to scout. We need to see our contracts for scouts. See if there's anybody that we don't want anymore. Joe King, not incredible. These guys that we need to definitely replace here. Cash flow, max offer. Man. Let's see. So for the East, I wonder if we can go. I wish we could look a little better. Efficiency and discovery. I don't want to spend a garbage ton on scouts here. But some of these scouts are not very good. Greg Layfield out of the West is good on pitchers. We might keep him. Dalton Yoshi out of the East. And Chad Goldberg's good position players. I need a new East guy. He's efficient, but I don't like any of his other stats here. Not very efficient. Great discovery. Good pitchers. Good. Let's get a new East guy. That's fine. I'll get a new Central one as well. I still want to get rid of Joe King. Position players. Not a lot of Central guys. Feliz, pretty consistent. So we're going to do that. All right, we're going to roll with that at least for right now. Chad Goldberg International is not great as well. A good discovery. He's definitely going to be a position player for International. So we'll do that. Perfect. Very perfect. All right, so kind of a rough. It's gonna be a lot of editing back and forth. The first time I've legitimately done a full off season to a point. I know I made some mistakes, but first year, just wanted to kind of see what happens. Go back to the major league roster here. Again, this is what we're gonna roll with. When for the next episode as well. We are going to go over real quickly all the creative players, where they went from last year, if they moved up, if they were traded, re-signed, let go, yada, yada, yada. We'll go over those real quick during the video because I think it's pretty cool to look over that real quick. So we're going to do that next time before we start simming the first month or two of the next season. Guys, I appreciate it so very much. Again, any suggestions you have for franchise, please let me know. I'm not the best at franchise. I'm not, I've not done this a lot. So anything to help, I'd appreciate it. Any suggestions, you guys let me know in the comments. I appreciate you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share it. Let me know what you think. Guys, I appreciate you, and we will see you in the next video for year 2 of Seattle Mariners Fantasy Draft franchise. See you guys.